What's up, guys? Been a while since I've done a sharpening video, so I figured I would go ahead and sharpen up this Kershaw OD1. I've already marked the bevel poorly with black magic marker so I can find my bevel angle. My wife carries this in her purse, so it gets kind of dinged up. Not sharp at all. So figured I would just go ahead and sharpen it on camera since people wanted to see the revised beginner sharpening kit in use. Figured I would oblige. So starting out with a coarse DMT, I wet it. That's just plain tap water with a little bit of dish soap in it. Need to refocus since I moved the camera, don't I? Or move the stone. Alright. Just get the stone wet. Doesn't have to be super wet or anything. You have your edge marked with Sharpie. You just take a few passes to find out where you're at. And I was just a little too low or too high. So I lower my angle a bit. We seem to be pretty much spot on right now. These coarse DMTs cut really fast. So it doesn't take very long. Doesn't take very long at all. Alright. Done on that side, as you can see. Don't know if you can see. No Sharpie left, and we just have a clean coarse bevel. Switch to the other side. Take that burr off. Set the bevel on this side with the coarse DMT. Try not to slip off the stone like I just did. And we're done. We have a burr on the other side now. So we're done with the coarse DMT. That's just how little time it takes with that stone. It cuts really fast, and it doesn't matter really what kind of steel you have. It's going to cut it, and it's going to cut it fast. Gonna mark my bevel with Sharpie again. This Sharpie tip is terrible. Normally I can just follow the edge I put on because it kind of digs in, but this one is not cooperating whatsoever. Yeah, that's pitiful. Alright, come on. If I could sharpen a knife freehand, you'd think I could color between the lines, right? Alright, now we have our extra fine DMT. We're going to wet that. Same water with a little bit of dish soap in it. Same solution. Now we're going to refine that scratch pattern just a little bit. I had to check my time there. This extra fine, it doesn't feel like there's really any abrasive on it, but there is, and it does cut really fast as well. So, just pretty much refining our scratch pattern. Does not take long with this stone either. One thing I have noticed about the extra fine DMT is that it's hard for me to get the very end portion of the blade. For some reason it's almost like the stone isn't completely flat, and it doesn't like to get the very end of the blade. Don't know why that is. switch sides, maybe it'll get it. Yeah, I can feel it now. Good enough. This is just a demonstration, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Formed a burr pretty much along the whole length of the edge, so we can switch sides again. We're good. Good angle. The Sharpie tells us we have our angle set correctly. And all I'm doing with a Sharpie, if you don't know, is just marking the edge and taking a few swipes. And if the Sharpie is off the edge, then we know that we've matched our angle. I'm going to go ahead and deburr a couple times on this stone. I'm going to show you the finish that the extra fine DMT leaves. It's a really beautiful finish. And you could leave it just like this if you wanted to. As you can see, it's actually kind of hard to see. Just really even, really beautiful pattern, scratch pattern. Alright, but we want a mirror edge, right? So we are going to refine that pattern just a little bit more, and we're going to use the Spyderco 306 UF stone to do that. Make sure we don't have any water here to ruin our leather with. Go ahead and check sharpness. It's slicing pretty good now, but it can get a lot better than that. Again, I didn't really deburr it all that well with the DMT stone, but that ceramic is gonna burnish the edge and deburr it, make it a whole lot better. You can really take your edge to the next level with the ceramic. I'm going to use this side because it's not as dirty and clogged. And really don't need the Sharpie for this because you can just go by feel. This gives a lot of feedback. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue on. You can really, really, really feel if you're not on the correct angle. The stone will scream at you. It'll make a noise. And you'll be able to feel it quite clearly as well. You can hear it almost makes no sound when your angle is right on. Alright, we are done with that side, it appears. Switch to our other side. Ooh, don't slip off the stone. When you're holding the knife, you kind of want to lock your wrists and just kind of rock your body. You want it to come from the hip and sometimes from the elbows. When I'm doing my strokes coming towards me like this, it's mostly all elbow. When I'm doing these strokes away from me, it's mostly all hips. Light pressure. You want to use light pressure when you're finishing up. You can even raise your angle just a little bit and knock off the burr. Right now I should have a fairly clean, sharp edge, which I do. That's really sharp. Really clean and really sharp. We can deburr it just a little bit. Check it again. Really clean. Really sharp. I don't know if that's even in frame. but it is now probably close to hair whittling sharp. Just gauging how cleanly and smoothly it's getting through that paper. It is very sharp. Go ahead and show you the edge before I strop it. And as you can see, it's pretty much a mirror polished edge. Those 3 stones are all it takes to go from dull and having no edge at all the way to a hair whittling mirror polish. The Sharpie looks terrible. Don't have much to reflect on. Let's see if I can grab a piece of paper to show you how polished the edge is. There you go. Now you can see it. So the edge does have a very, very nice mirror polish on it, and any haze that's left in it will come out with the stropping. So we just use really low angle and really light pressure. Had a lot on my mind lately. Really stressed out about some things, about a job mostly, and sharpening is fairly cathartic. It'll take your mind off things and it's soothing. So if you've never done it, I suggest trying it. Alright, me got a few minutes left. Oops, I'm sorry. Sitting there watching me stropping when I'm out of focus. And it does whittle hair. Let's see if I can get that on camera. See if I can whittle the hair. Sorry, I have a hair that it just broke it. I don't know if you can see that or not. I have no clue if you'll be able to see the hair or not, but it whittled it. So it is a hair whittling edge. And it took pretty much no time at all. That's one good thing about freehand sharpening, is it takes pretty much 0 time with the correct materials to get really screaming sharp edges that look really nice. And it took all of 3 stones, coarse DMT, extra fine DMT, and the 306 UF Spyderco stone. And it works. I mean, that is a super sharp edge. It's hard to do S-cuts in phone book paper. But printer paper, no problem. Anyway, that's freehand sharpening with the beginner kit, the revised beginner kit. 3 stones all the way to a hair whittling mirror polish. 3 stones and a strop. And that gets you a really nice edge really quickly. So, anyway, let me know what you think, guys. Let me know if you need any help with sharpening or anything like that, and I'll talk to you later.